Hey guys, so as this Omega Rugal event is coming to an end, I think there's pretty much good news and bad news when it comes to this event. The good news is that the free-to-play version of Omega Rugal is actually pretty good. I think he's going to do really good if you can build him. So that's pretty much all the good news. The bad news is that it's going to be really hard to build him. So I was trying to attempt to do a free-to-play run of Delta and Omega. I got to about level 22. The good news is that I am at the point where I wanted to get to is here. I think I could definitely finish this too, but what I wanted to get to is here because that's where you get the last amount of shards that you need for Rugal. But the bad news is, so as a free-to-play setup, I was only able to make it to level 22. So that was with using an A2 Rugal, 2 imprint stones, pretty good cards, his card from the boss battle, the boss showdown, and I was using the Rush Dungeon set. So the Rush Dungeon set is pretty decent, but in terms of actually completing this, I was not able to do it. So maybe you guys can figure out how to do it, but I was not able to do it. And so I do have two, both Rugals. I was trying to do it with just the free-to-play version of Rugal, and I was not able to do it with a A20 Rugal. So what I kind of realized like yesterday actually was that Rugal actually benefits from his defense. So I tried to actually increase blue fighter defense here. I think I have one more maybe. No, I don't. Okay, so I was trying to increase blue fighter's defense here and I got it to level 3. And while that did help, it wasn't able to push me further than I thought it would. But for those of you who might have yours up to like level 8, 9, 10, it might actually help you a lot. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's go into the boss showdown because I already showed you where I'm at with Delta and Omega. So the boss showdown. The problem with Rugal is that most of his shards are here. Right, so that's about what, 9 levels worth of shards. So that's your last 2 to get to A3.5 basically. I now have to get to level 43 to be able to get him to A3, which I think is definitely possible within my account. So I'm gonna give it my best shot possible. But I want to show you this, and this is what I really wanted from this event, was to be able to complete Omega Rugal, the free-to-play version, so that you could use him against this Omega Rugal. That worked for me with Nina in the Tekken event, where the last few days of the event, I was able to finish the EX Nina to A30. I boosted her up as much as I could, and that really helped me against the Jin boss showdown match. So that to me was actually really well done. Here though, however, let's take a look at my Rugal. Take a closer look at him. So I just want to show you what I'm running on him. So as I mentioned before, I was using the Rush Dungeon set. So the Rugal Rush Dungeon set from the current Rush Dungeon, it worked pretty well, but it only got me to level 22. And I think if I would have boosted it up, definitely would have probably taken me to level 24. But I ended up just switching to my Shermie set, and this made a world of difference with CP. So I think I got it to 113,000 from like 70,000. So it made a huge difference. One other thing I wanted to mention is that his leader skill increases defense type fighters attack by 28. By 85%. I don't know why I said 28. 85% of defense. So the more you raise his defense, the more you raise his attack. That's kind of why I mentioned the fame buff there. So I had his defense maybe at 17,000, and I brought it up to about 26,000. So that makes a huge difference. However, still not really enough. Okay, so in terms of imprint stones, this is what I have. I'm fully maxed as much as I can go at level 20. And then in terms of core, actually, let me double check this, because sometimes I miss a node. Okay, so I'm good on nodes here. But my EX core board, I decided to raise his attack because the value I was getting for attack was already higher than the defense. I remember you're only getting 85% as a boost. So it's better to go for attack first and I think defense afterwards because that's going to boost his attack as well. So I got him to level 20 here in attack. Still wasn't enough. Okay, so that's pretty much my Rugal setup. What I wanted to do is to bring him into the boss showdown just to see how he does, to show you guys how he does. I think this is... Okay, I mean, at this point, I'm beyond the free-to-play, quote-unquote, because I'm using the Shermie set. Potentially, if you can pull for the current banner cards, I think that's definitely going to be a help for this. But it's not going to be, like... So you want him to at least do, like, 33%, 35%, something like that. I don't think he really has... I mean... Maybe depending on the buffs, but if you want to get to like level 43, which is the bare minimum, I don't think he has enough to sort of do that. And it's a shame because with both versions of Nina, that is a fairly free-to-play build for you to be able to fight this. So you really only need one more unit. So let's kind of go in here. Actually, he's going to auto most of this. So kind of the good thing here that I notice is that he actually does some dot damage. I thought this Rugal had buffs against dot damage, but I see him actually doing a little bit more damage, and I think it's coming from dot. So now that I'm here on the semi-auto, I'm just gonna... It looks like he already wasted the awaken skill, and it's not recharging. What? Okay, something went wrong there. Let me just retry this. But yeah, it seems like he's doing some kind of dot damage or some kind of like gradual damage that's kind of taking longer to land. Maybe I'm seeing that wrong, but I think in terms of that, he's actually pretty good. If you were somehow able to get him to A3 before getting to level 43 of the event, that would be amazing. Please use your finisher. He's not going to use his finisher on auto, unfortunately. Oh, I see what happened. So he's going to automatically use his awaken skill. Gotcha. And he's going to waste it. So it's not even refreshing here. So I don't know if that's a bug or what. Okay, there it goes. Nope. So I still have awaken skill going and it's not even going. So I don't know what's wrong with that actually. Okay, so he's actually not even that good for this. You would have to have him on semi-auto at the most for that to kick in the correct way. All right, so looks like it got wasted there. So I don't think this is going to be even a viable way to complete this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to Hwoarang and then switch the Shermie set to Hwoarang. I want to see how much he does. I think if he does a good like 35%, then I could most likely beat this. I'm just kind of thinking about it. I think I can get max my EX Nina to do about 45 to 50%, and on average, my purple Nina does around 25%, maybe 30 if I do well. But about 25%. So I want to see if I could get Hwoarang here to do like maybe a good 35%, 30 minimum. Because if he could do like 30 to 35%, then he'll be all set and fitting into the team and just completing that 100 mark. All right, so let me just put the Shermie set back on. And on my purple Nina, I have the Tekken Rush Dungeon set. Bam, there it is. And on this Nina, I have the banner Tekken set. And sadly, I was the middle card away from completing another banner set, but I just didn't realize or something on time, so that kind of ended up being a bummer because that would have been really useful to have. So yeah, guys, 2/3 of my team is free to play, so Again, that's sort of okay in terms of like it's generous enough that you can complete this free to play, quote unquote. And then it's just a matter of what you would have pulled during the second set. I assume most free to play players would have pulled during the collab because that's the best time to pull. Alright, so yeah, the beginning of this fight is just going to be, he's just going to do his own thing. And I'm just here hoping that he, yeah, I can't even control that. I'm hoping that he uses his finisher. And he won't, so he's going to use his awakened skill, most likely. So as soon as I get control back, I have to sort of make that happen. It's unfortunately, usually it's better to do the finisher skill and then awaken and then do that damage. But it's kind of like having done this here is probably a bad idea. I find that it's better to just wait until the end. If you have around 30 seconds or so, I think that's the best time to use your finisher, and you don't want to be on that side of him. And even still, you probably don't really even want to be attacking as much because he'll just pull you in. So he actually did a good 31% there. So I think with some luck and some if he uses his finisher correctly so that I can take advantage of the awakened skill, I think with some luck I could definitely complete this. Right now I'm going for 34, I believe, and 34 is enough for me to get my Rugal to A3. So I think with some luck I could definitely do this. Let's finish this one out and see if I could get anything done. And I'm already dead. And my awakened skill is already used up, so this is not looking super good. And my skill 3 is not coming out. Oh, Jesus. Alright, I'm looking like I'm terrible right now. So yeah, guys, he does that. Just roll past him. Try not to attack too much because you might accidentally get in front of him. But again, see, I probably should have saved that. So that finisher you want to save for like the absolute last second you can. Maybe like 1 or 2 seconds left, just in case he gets you in a stun lock. But what was it, 31 for Warren? She did about 20 something. So that's not the best she can do, but if she can do a little bit more, I think I could easily get this Nina to do like 45% and clean it up. Of course, with some luck. But this is how it's kind of looking right now. And nope, I don't have control back yet. Now I do. Okay, I want to use this first. So I didn't check the timer, but if it's over 30 seconds, it is enough of a safety net to be able to use it and then use it again. So now I want to use my skills and maybe just let him do his thing here. I keep it on semi-auto. It's a little bit easier for me. Alright, I gotta go. There's the stun, of course. Yeah, RNG is just gonna get you. And of course I got caught by that. See, this is why I say you kind of have to get ready to do the finisher with a little bit of time. Because things like that can happen. He can stun you, he can do whatever. But yeah, I obviously didn't make this one, but I think I did pretty good considering the RNG wasn't that great. 20% left, kind of a lot, but I think between these three, I should be able to do it. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to show you that. It turns out that Rugal's not super great for this. I don't think he's really designed for this anyway. Yes, I know everybody's kind of saying that it sucks that we can't really complete this like as a free-to-play player, and I agree with that. However, at the same time, I feel like it needs to be challenging enough that they have to force you to pull on something. I think I'm gonna pull on the card set, probably in a separate video. I'm gonna pull on the card set because I want it for Ryu, not necessarily because I'm trying to complete this. However, there's definitely one thing I do want to say. Like, I do want it to be a challenge, and I feel like it's okay for them to make you pull. However, in terms of like older units, we all just pulled for Tekken and stuff like that. So people who have like an A50 Jin or Hwarang, I think they're good. But I think my biggest issue with this is like, you know, Street Fighter characters are pretty useless. A lot of other characters have dots, so they're not super great. So unless you have someone that's pretty recent and all the way to level 50, it's really hard to complete this. Just today, actually, I got my Nina past A6, or I guess she's A7 at this point. I just need to max her out. I think that's gonna help me a lot, you know, in an effort to complete this. So I think I should be able to do this. I have one more day left, but I think I should be able to do this. If you don't have enough to get this, I think the A2 Rugal, just walk away with your A2 Rugal. I think A2 is gettable enough for everybody else. And so I think do that if you can. Of course, you guys know that there's a bug. Honestly, I was thinking of resorting to the bug, like if I didn't get this by the last few days. But I think I'm going to try as hard as I can to get this and maybe try to record it. I have no idea. So I think I'm going to try to get this. So kind of the one thing I'm thinking is, if anything, this is kind of like a small, tiny hint. And of course, this is just speculation on my part. A small, tiny hint that we might actually get EX memory soon. Because a lot of us are only able to complete this to A2. So maybe they're going to release EX memories. And then we're all going to be like, oh, I could use it up on my EX Rugal here. And also they only gave like a 3.5 for free to play, so maybe that's another small hint. But of course, this is just me making this up. Who really knows what's going to happen? But it would be really cool to get an EX memory right after this. They're like, oh yeah, sorry, this was so hard. Here's your EX memory. But I doubt that that's going to happen. Anyway, this video is long enough, so let me end it there. But that's sort of. And I know I'm not completely like a free-to-play. I've been playing for a while and I have a lot of stuff, but very hard to do this as a free-to-play or as a light spender. Maybe light spender could probably do it pretty decently, but free-to-play, very hard. All right, let me end it there and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.